Well, this is exciting. So I have given presentations to kindergartners, third graders, and fifth graders about what I do. And I'm going to take that same presentation and I'm going to try it at a college. We're at Camden County College, where one of our producers, Alex Hammond, works. And I'm going to try that same exact presentation there and see how it sticks. I love speaking, especially about entrepreneurship. Creative entrepreneurship has its own challenges that I always like to tell people about. So I'm really excited. So I'm going to go in and do that. I'm an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, by basic definition, is you shift resources from lower economics into higher economic resource. It means you're taking a product or a skill and you're selling it for a higher amount than it costs you to produce. All of you, everything you said, does it cost you anything other than time and effort to do? That's the point. Do you know what rich people don't want to do? Spend time or effort on anything. And I need to explain this. When you get into sales, it's rough at first if you're shooting low, if you're aiming low. Everyone first goes to restaurant. If you've studied restaurants at all, overhead is super high, everyone who works there quits all the time, and it's expensive to run. Stop pitching restaurants. What you want are people who have enough cash flow, who are interested enough in a thing, but don't want to do it themselves. And you will get paid far more for a service that you think, well, it's just a little bit of effort. Maybe it's just 2 hours out of my day. Maybe it's 4 hours out of my day. Everything I heard is something that can be done. You have the power of the internet too. Like, you guys are the ones doing this. I didn't start OnlyFans. That was your guys' generation. You know, it's there. So opportunities are going to keep coming, and people are still going to be willing to pay for things that they could do themselves but don't want to. Understand the power of that. We all of us, employers, me currently, am looking for people to do things because I don't have the time and I don't want to do it and I'm willing to pay for it. So the important thing there is, remember, there are millions of us. There are millions of us who don't want to do anything. I will do anything to do nothing. That's my entire ethos. I don't want to do anything. I want to sit on YouTube all day and not be bothered and just like pet my dog and never do anything. That's what my goal is. And I'm willing to do anything in the world to make that happen. Okay? A lot of people think this way. It's a little weird though, right? You think everybody works like a dog. No, they don't. No, they don't. Let's talk about the other side of things. The corporate world. Corporate world, there are more people doing nothing than you would believe. There are more people getting paid to do nothing, absolutely nothing, except for say, oh, I think they were supposed to do it. Oh, I think they were supposed to do it. Oh, well, let's circle back on this. It's a real thing, and it is the majority of the workforce. Why am I telling you this? Because there's opportunity here. There are a lot of people who have staffs that do nothing for them, or the bare minimum. So they go outside of their staff to bring in a consultant, or bring in a project manager, or bring in someone who will actually do the job. So the point is, do the job. Just do the job. It's not that hard. It doesn't take that much effort. But even a little bit of effort is going to outshine a lot of corporate staff because they're doing nothing. I'm not kidding. Alex can attest to this. People will go back and forth on Slack and on email about a project without actually doing any part of the project. Worse, you'll get a bunch of people who will just review. In school, in life, it's fun to hang around the cool kid. Sometimes they get invited to certain parties. You get to go to certain things. But in business, throw that out. You want to be a corny, goofy go-getter. The goofy go-getter gets hired every time, I promise you, because you're a pleasure to be around. You're not someone who I'm afraid to ask you to do something because you say, absolutely, I'm going to go do it right away, and you'll do it with a smile. Trust me, when you're in every interview, if you come across as too cool for school, nobody wants you. I don't want you because you don't seem like a team player. You don't seem like you want to be part of it. Did anybody play sports in high school? Okay, you have a built-in superpower because you did team sports. Team sports is where you work like a dog, but you're still goofy. You know, you still have to get up and show up to practice the next day, even when you show up. If you didn't play sports, that's okay. Just be goofy. be corny, be fun, be a pleasure to be around. It is invaluable for getting you an actual job. A big thing in getting a job and keeping a job is attitude. You're someone who could say, hey, I have an idea, let's do this. You're immediately communicating to me like, yeah, let's go do that. That is how you get a job, that is how you keep a job. And believe me, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you're going to need some jobs. Here's why. Learning it is one thing. Doing it is another thing. And doing it under pressure when it counts is a third thing. And that's where you really learn. So anything you guys want to learn, get a job in that field first, and you want to be at the bottom of the barrel when you start. You want to rise to a certain point. You want to make sure that when you become an entrepreneur in your field, no one's ever asking you a question that you don't know the answer to, because you've done the job already. You can assist. So anything in video, I thought it was my job to learn everything there is to know about video. Taking apart cameras inside and out, knowing editing inside and out, knowing how to pitch it, knowing how to sell it, knowing how to direct it, knowing how to produce it. You want all of these skills so that when you go out on your own, you can pass that knowledge along to your staff. But you're only going to pass it along to people who want to go on the journey with you, right? So that's why you got to smile. You got to smile. Nobody wants to share information with someone who's frowning all the time or someone who acts like they're too important to be there. It's your job. It's everything. From the ages of 25 to 35, you want to be dedicating 80% of your life to just work. Just work. It will pay off so much down the line if you can nail that 10-year period. Because people will remember you as the person that they could depend on. They'll remember you as the person who smiled and went on that journey with them. They'll remember you as the person who was willing to stay up until midnight, stay up till 2 a.m., grinding it out to get the basics done. Because eventually you'll become masters. When you're 35, you will be a master in something. But hopefully what you're mastering isn't a skill that doesn't pay. Find something that pays. Learn to sell it and become a master of it by your 30s. Can y'all do that? You acted like you couldn't do it. You can do it. Why can't you do it? What'd you say?
You gotta try.
Yeah, but you can do it, right?
Yeah.
So say, I can do it.
I can do it.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
I can do it.
I can do it.
I can do it.
I can do it. I can do it.
I can do it. Why can't I do it?
I can do it.
I can do it.
Okay. I think that went great. I really enjoyed getting the opportunity to talk to young people about entrepreneurship because the truth is, my career started in college. My career started when I was 18, sitting in a class, not really knowing how to do anything but work hard, and I was always a good student, but I didn't have any video skill outside of like general creativity. And I was lucky enough that I did an extra credit assignment for a very specific professor, and that launched my career at 18. So, I can speak from experience that words that you hear when you're, college age can really carry a lot of weight with you for the rest of your life if you use them the right way. So hopefully we did some help in there. And I'll tell you what, there were certainly some folks that would do well as interns, for sure. It's not why we came, but it's kind of cool. But it was fun for me to kind of speak and get back into that mode. So I'm hoping to do a lot more speaking.